Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can get your hands on a completely free MIDI chord pack that I've pulled together, giving you the building blocks to create your own chord progressions at home. Let's jump in. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download the file by clicking on the link below in the description. And that's going to take you to my Google Drive where I've shared the file from. You can see it's called Modal MIDI Chord Pack.zip, and Google Drive actually gives you a little preview of the contents. You can click on there and see the first sort of few folders within the folder structure and some of the MIDI files. You're going to want to click on this download link here, and that will open up in a new window. And I just wanted to mention that it keeps coming up with this message: Google Drive can't scan this file for viruses. I've done a bit of research, can't seem to get rid of this. It's quite a common thing by all accounts, but I just wanted to reassure you that this file is completely virus free. It's just a zip file with the file folder structure and MIDI files within it there, so no threats found, nothing malicious in that. So all you have to do is click on the download anyway link, save it to your file somewhere, and then you can unzip it and save it wherever you like. So I've extracted the file onto my desktop, and I've got a new folder here called Modal MIDI Chord Pack. If I go into that, you can see we've got a brief info file there which just confirms it's all completely free to use. Fill your boots and have fun with it. And here we've got various folders for the different musical scales or modes, as they're called. So we've got the Aeolian, which is the natural minor scale there, Dorian, Harmonic Minor, Ionian, which is the major scale, Locrian, Lydian, Melodic Minor, Mixolydian and Phrygian. Now, I'm not going to be going into all of the musical theory behind these modes, but they all have different flavours, different tones. Some sound darker, some sound brighter. So the idea is it just gives you something to play around with. So if you go into any one of these folders, you'll find exactly the same structure. If I select Dorian there and expand that, you can see I've got all of the different musical keys now. I can select any one of those and expand it. And I'm then going to see a MIDI file which just gives me the scale. Now that would be the scale over a single musical bar. So another thing we've got in every folder is a 3-octave chord. Now all this is a block of all of the notes that work within the scales. So the C Dorian scale in this instance, and that's particularly useful for Logic Pro users if you wanted to limit the piano roll to just the notes within the scale. That allows you then to start working further down the region, and you can now just draw notes in anywhere on the piano roll knowing that they're going to work within that scale. Quite handy if you're creating melodies. As we carry on over here, you can see we've got two sets of folders, one with no bass and one with a bass note for each chord, and every folder is laid out in the same style. You've got all of the 7 notes of the musical scale in Roman numerals. Lowercase numerals indicate a minor chord, and the uppercase numerals indicate a major chord. And what you've got here are all of the different variations that work within what we call a diatonic scale. So a diatonic scale means that all of these different variations, a C minor, C minor 6, 7, 9, etc. there, they all work using just the notes within the scale that we're operating on. So I'm going to show you how that works in a little bit more detail. So here we are in Logic. I've just pulled in the different modes and scales that are available. There are 9 in total, as we called out. You've got the Aeolian, Dorian, Harmonic Minor, Ionian, Locrian, Lydian, Melodic Minor, Mixolydian and Phrygian. It sounds like this. So all of the chords that are available within each of these folders are diatonic, which means that they will only use notes from the relevant scale. So I've got an example here where I've used D Lydian, and this is pulled through every one of the chords that's available within that scale. And there are quite a few, as you can see, for each, and you've got going through the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way up to the seventh there. And if I select all of this, I'm just going to take it off cycle. I'm going to select everything there in that region. And I've also got one of my 3-octave chords. In fact, I've added an extra octave for the purposes of this demo. I'll pull that up, and I've got this little checkbox here for horizontal auto zoom, so I can see every one of these individual chord regions now. And over here you can see as I collapse the notes there to just the notes within this D Lydian scale, you can see that there's nothing within any of these chords that falls outside of the scale. So the intention is that any one of these chords should work within a progression. Okay, so let's have a play around and see what we can come up with any one of these scales. So I'm going to choose, say, Locrian here, and let's go for E. I'm going to go with bass, and I'm going to just start adding chords over. I've got a 4-bar loop set up here, so let's start with the third in this case. And then we'll go for a second, we'll put an F in there. I'll then choose a fourth, and then let's go for a C7. So let's see how that sounds. So that sounds quite nice, and that's the idea, that these chords should work well together. And one of the nice things I think about using MIDI packs in this way, rather than having predetermined or predefined chord sequences, is that you can come up with something I think is a lot more original, hitting chords that you may not be able to play on the piano yourself. If you wanted to change them around very, very simply, you could start playing around with some of the chords there. We could swap that out for a 9th version at the end. And again, in theory, you could potentially move some of these around in terms of the sequencing, and it should still work. So I'm not too keen on that F there. Let's have a listen. Let's try, oh no, I've got a G. What are we going to try here? Oh, let's go for a 7th. Let's put a D in there. Maybe we'll try D minor 7. Let's see how that works. So as you can hear, they're working nicely together in harmony. You can obviously try it with different sounds like synths and the like. So I hope you found that useful, guys. Please do download the MIDI Chord Pack, have some fun with it, let us know how you get on with your own projects. I find this way of using building blocks and the different scales really quite useful for getting inspiration if you're looking for some new chords, something that you maybe haven't played with or wouldn't hit on the keyboard yourself. If you've enjoyed it, then please hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.